So as you can see, this patient has all 10 of her toenails are thick, discolored, and there's stuff under them. So one of the problems that she was facing with her previous podiatrist was that
Hi guys, Dr. Barko here. You saw a video previously on this patient's nails, and we're going to show you follow-up care. So patients are allowed to come in every 9 to 12 weeks and get their toenails cut again, and we do that for however long they need us to, and of course because your nails keep growing. So here's our follow-up video from the patient, and we'll link these two videos together.
this patient came to us originally. Her last visit, she was a new patient, and she said that every time she went to her podiatrist, who was actually in another state, it was in New York, they made her bleed severely. So coming here the very first time, she was really, really scared. And I can totally understand that, because if you go to your doctor and you come out bleeding every single time and it causes you pain, you get nervous to go to your doctor again. So one thing I would recommend to patients is, talk to your doctor. And I'm hoping everyone has a doctor that they feel comfortable saying, hey, like that hurts, please don't do that, or how can we not do that, kind of thing. And I know sometimes it's really intimidating, but that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on here, is that like we're just normal people and we just want you to be really comfortable, because it is sometimes really scary going to the doctor, whether it's your foot doctor, your dentist, OBGYN. I mean, doctors can be having to do things to you that are painful. And I can't say that I never cause anyone pain, because that is absolutely not true. But my end goal is to make your visit as absolutely comfortable as possible. So as you can see, this patient has all 10 of her toenails are thick, discolored, and there's stuff under them. So one of the problems that she was facing with her previous podiatrist was that there was skin underneath her nails that grows up under the nail, so close to that nail that it's fairly easy to cut that skin. So have I cut skin like that on patients before? Absolutely. Not on purpose, but sometimes it's really, really close, and you can even bump it with the tip of the instrument and it'll bleed, because that skin's just really fragile. So if you can look at what I'm doing here, I'm just going really, really slow, and I'm taking multiple bites of those nails, because I'd rather go slow and not make her bleed so that she's, more comfortable than like try to get this job done really fast and go on. Now, if you watch some of our other videos, it probably looks like we do those toenails really, really fast. Sometimes I walk in a room and I'm like, clip, 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 and I'm done. But for this patient in particular, it can't be like that. Her nails are just so thick and so easy to make that patient bleed. And you can see a lot of times, even your podiatrist, who you might see all the time, is like, please cut those toenails straight across. And, for this patient, that's not even an option anymore. Like, we cut these as far back as we can. Her probability of getting an ingrown is not going to be from me cutting them. It's either she's going to already have those when she gets to me, or she's not. And I don't recall this patient having anything that looks like it could get ingrown. So it's really good, because, she already has enough pain with these toenails. So hopefully she won't ever have to deal with that as well. Another thing that happens to patients is, they won't get their toenails cut for a really, really long time. And so that skin that does grow underneath those toenails will also grow out the length of the toenail. And then I'll cut someone's toenails, and they'll be like, well, there's still a toenail there. And I'm like, no, actually, that's your skin. If I cut that, it will, even if they want me to cut it, which most people don't want me to do that, but it does happen occasionally, it will bleed forever and ever. So because it's just really fragile and it's really not easy to heal that skin up. So we try not to do that, and we'll buff around that skin. But if we keep those nails cut short enough, eventually that skin will recede. And you can see me buffing some of that skin right here. And so just nice and slow with that Dremel tool, trying to take some of that thickness away, trying to smooth the edge of that nail, and then at certain times during this trim, actually also buffing the skin that's really growing out from underneath the nail. And if you look at her second and third toes in this picture, you can also see what looks to be like bruising or dark spots in her nails. I mean, just go ahead and Google dark spotted nail. That freaks people out because, you know, much of the literature you'll find online says it could be melanoma, which is absolutely true. But for her, you can tell that it's blood. You can tell that it's trauma from those nails being shoved into a shoe, because even if her nails grow, it's not like she just puts a different pair of shoes on and they're bigger. Like, she had, due to COVID, this patient in particular had been homebound for, I think, 18 months, and she lived in another state. And I don't think she had any family close. And so that's one of the reasons she actually came to our office, is because she moved into town. And so now she, you know, had to change doctors anyway. So she, and you might hear her during part of this video, is just really comfortable. And we did a video the very first time she came, and we're going to link those videos together for you all. So you can see like her very first visit, where she's basically had no treatment for, I think 18 months was the number she gave us, versus we saw her 9 to 12 weeks ago, and then this is her first follow-up appointment. So the very first video was a new patient. Now she's a follow-up patient. During this time, I think the very first time she was really nervous. So like I went really easy, and I probably didn't cut him as short as I can. Like, if she can't feel it, I mean, I'm going to cut as much of that nail off as I can, because it's just really a nuisance for her altogether. Now look, here I'm shaving that skin again. And you can just see I'm just going really gentle, knowing I could make her bleed. So I'm telling her that, like, I'm going to do this for you because this overall is going to help you, but you might see a drop of blood. You're not going to bleed for days. It's not going to be all of your toenails. But I mean, sometimes things we do make patients bleed. And of course, that's never our goal. But just so you guys know, like, why we're taking our time and why we're doing this is because we're trying to give her the best results she can get. Also, now I'm going back, and you'll see, I don't know, I'll have to rewatch Dr. Phil's or Dr. Carter's video when they cut toenails. For whatever reason, I cut the left fifth toe to the left first toe. Then I cut the right first toe to the right fifth toe. Then I Dremel from the right fifth toe to the first, and then I go back to the left fifth and go to the left. I'm a weirdo, basically. So, but if you notice in my videos, usually that's how I do it. So I guess it's so I don't forget one, because it's happened to me where I've like cut the toenails and then I'm like, whoa, I missed number 3. Like, how did that happen? So cutting toenails is different every time. Lots of patients have way different issues with their feet, and so it is really nice to like get a lot of experience doing this, because then I really think we serve our patient population better. So again, thank you so much for checking out our YouTube channel. We are Lexington Podiatry FOOTDOC Talk.